Yes. All right, we are about to make gumbo. I know you by now you have poured over the video on roux, and that is what we have back in our pot. We made this yesterday. I stuck it in the fridge just because I wanted to finish my beer, actually. All right, so gumbo, absolutely one of the best things on the planet, and we're going to start with the Trinity. Now, as Miss Sparty Pants, who's here to help me with the children, pointed out a minute ago, there's 4 things on this plate. It's actually known as the Trinity. I just happen to have 2 colors of bell pepper. Typically, you'll see a lot of green bell pepper. I mean, it's inexpensive, especially compared to the color ones. I just happen to get these on sale. But the Trinity is nothing more than celery, bell pepper, and onion. And it's a very typical flavor base in Cajun and Creole cuisine. Cajun and Creole cuisine. Yeah. All right, so on top of your roux, this goes in here. Now, because the roux already has the oil in it, you don't have to add any more. I mean, that would really make everything oily, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a couple minutes. I've got the heat up, a little over medium. I'm going to actually saute this in the roux, and once it looks like it's supposed to look, I'll come back and I'll show you the next step. I have a few too many helpers in my kitchen today. My daughter is in here instructing me that I'm not doing any of this correctly. Okay, so we've let everything saute off in my pan for about, about 5 minutes. You're going to let it simmer some more, after this stage. So really you just want to start extracting some of the flavors. I've made roux soup. Alrighty, let me tell you, one of the primary things that you can do to make sure that your gumbo is absolutely fabulous is to use homemade stock. In this case, I have homemade beef stock. Just happens to be what I had on hand. Now take a look. Look. See that? It's Jell-O. I have cow jello. You know what? Gelatin comes from the bones and the connective tissues and the cartilage in animals. And if you've actually made stock that will stand up to you, that is good stock. Not only does it give the mouthfeel and the richness and that kind of quality that you're looking for in good stock, but I actually concentrated that stuff. I reduced it by about 1/3. Now, because I had reduced it so much, I'm going to throw some water in here. Normally, you don't use water when you're making gumbo. I mean, just don't. But I planned on that with this stock. This was concentrated. Gonna do it. Okay, I'll do that in a second. Now, my daughter told me that I didn't make this pretty. This is a bundle of thyme. I just tied it together with kitchen string. That goes in there. And you do not have to put bows on it. She says you do. A couple of bay leaves. Now, the thyme and the bay leaves will come out. Or you can do what I do and leave them in there, and whoever ends up with it at the table gets to make a wish. My kids bought that, by the way. All right, several very large cloves of garlic in here, and about a teaspoon of kosher salt, and that was about 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which will take your head off if you're not real careful with it. If you don't like the heat, simply leave it out. But I happen to love it. Just a little bit is okay, even for the little people. So I'm training them to come over to the hot side. All right, black pepper. Now, one last thing, other than the water. A couple of cups of tomatoes. If you happen to have fresh tomatoes, great, knock yourself out. I didn't, so we used canned. And canned tomatoes are really, really super high quality. So I, don't mind them. All right, I'm going to throw the water in here. I'm going to bring it up to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, throw the top on it, and I'm probably going to give it 1/2 hour for everything to start coming together. Okay? That deserves jewelry already, and we're not even done yet. Okay, so we've simmered off for about, I probably gave it 20, 25 minutes. All right, what I have are 6 chicken thighs that I poached. Just simmered them in barely simmering water for, 20 minutes or so, and then I just pulled it off the bone. They were very much to the rare side, but it's okay because they're going back in here, and we don't want to overcook everything. This is absolutely yummy. Now, traditionally you use andouille, which is this really fabulous kind of spicy sausage. I don't have any, but I do have this yummy, yummy garlic sausage that's made not too far down the road from me. Oh, I had to swallow. And I personally think that using the local stuff if it's fresh and delicious, is just perfectly fine. Now, in my roux video, I talked about if you have that really dark roux like we started with, you're going to lose a lot of the thickening power that was in the flour. We want to thicken it up somehow. In this case, we're going to use okra. Now, this is okra that came fresh out of a garden this past summer, and it's still at sea, a little bit of frozen. I chopped it up, stuck it in my freezer. But look here. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I almost lost it. All right, look. Can you see? Can you see like that whole mucilaginous thing that happens? Okay, it's slimy. But when you cook it, all that sliminess will kind of do this thickening mojo on the inside of this gumbo. And it's going to be absolutely delicious. And it doesn't end up being slimy at all in the finished product. Okay, we've only got one more step before this is done. Oh, look. Make a wish. What we're going to do is we're going to bring this back to a boil and turn it up just a tad. And the last step is to pop in our shrimp. And that is immediately before it gets ready to go. Okay? So probably 10 minutes. And I can pull some gumbo magic. Alright, I gave it about 10 more minutes and I just got a nice good simmer going. All the flavors have come together. Now I did taste it and it needed more salt and pepper, so I added that. So we're going to turn the heat off now. And I'm going to add a classic, of course. I've got about 2 pounds of shrimp here. Now gumbo is popular all across the South and a lot of people don't use seafood. I thought it needed to be in there. So here's what we're going to do. Raw shrimp. We're going to drop this in the pot carefully. And the heat that's already in there will cook that through on its own. So I'm going to give that a stir. Like that. And then over here, what I have, I've got a pound of crawfish. Now the only way I could get crawfish were already steamed for me. See, isn't you pretty? Ah! Alright, so they're already steamed for me, but they're really, really icy cold. So we're going to drop them in here. And because they are larger than the shrimp and because they still have their shells, the timing is just about right to heat them through. Okay? So here we go. Ooh, I almost didn't have enough pot. Alright, we're going to tuck everybody in. Oh, good night. I'm going to drop the top on. I got some rice cooking over here. Ah! Oh. Thank you. And in just about 10 minutes, I'm going to come back, we're going to throw the rice on, we're going to pull the hot sauce out, and I'm going to show you how gumbo is the best. Alright, we've had time for our shrimp to cook all the way through. Hot. Lid doesn't want to come off there. Our crawdaddies have heated nicely. I have a nice big fat fluffy bowl of rice. And this is how you do gumbo. Just like that. I want some of the broth. Oh, look, you can see the cute little seeds from the okra. Okay, now, if you're a real man, which I'm not even going to talk about that. There we go. That's how you do it. And that is how you make on meat gumbo, which that deserves jewelry and a trip.